Hey, so today's video, I want to talk about your role specifically as a teen, or specifically as a teen male. I'm not going to exactly talk about the women aspect because I'm not a woman, so I can't speak for women at all. I can to a degree, I guess, but I'm going to tell you that if you're a woman, take this, consider it, and apply it in the best way you can. But I'm speaking directly, mostly, specifically to young men who are in their teens or just getting out of them, right? So let's get into it. So your role, your current purpose, your mission should be to be a student. Not only a student, but like a son and a brother. Those are forms of students. Let me get into that a bit further. To be a son, you want to learn from your father in the best qualities possible, right? You want to take his great work ethic. You don't want to take his alcohol addiction if he has that, right? You don't take the drinking addiction. You take the work ethic because you're a student. You learn off his mistake, which was the drinking, and you take his work ethic. That's part of being a student, but also part of being a son, in a way. So it's a bit confusing in that, but you get what I mean. And then maybe you have an older sibling, an older brother or sister. You take their best aspects. You see, maybe your brother is really good at sports, so you should probably be more competitive. You should take that aspect and you should learn and adapt it in your own way because you're a student, but you're also a brother and a son, so you have to learn from them specifically, and like your teachers, because they are your teachers. So if you have any higher up person, of course, which you likely do, an uncle, a father, a brother, learn from them. They do things, and it could be something that is a mistake or something that is a great success. You can learn from both of them. So as a young man, you have someone in your life that you can learn from. So your role should be to be the best son, the best brother, but to also learn from that person. So I also want to touch on the fact that, like, if you're the oldest or an only child, this is still kind of the same. Because if you're an only child, you're still going to learn from your father. And if you're the oldest, you're still going to learn from even your youngest. I still learn from my brothers. I'm the oldest, and I still learn from my brothers all the time. They do things that I don't do, and I learn from them all the time. It's because our role as young men should be to learn. It should be to keep our family and friend aspect. You want to be that part of the family. You want to be that friend. That's good. That's what you should do. But you should also, alongside family and friends, be a student. Be your own self, but be a student. You'll always be a student. So let me kind of dive into the student aspect a bit more here. So basically, what I'm trying to tell you is take this time to just make yourself the best version you can. Your role, your purpose, your mission right now should be to max out everything that you can possibly do. At least this is how I was thinking, and this is how I would teach many people, is that one of the happiest things you can do is progress yourself. You need to have the right attitude about it, though, because I will say that if you don't have the right attitude, things go downhill so quick and you start to spiral. So you need the right attitude, which I've explained in previous videos. But just for the summary, it's that you need to learn to kind of love the journey and appreciate the journey, and just block off the result. You'll be aware of the result, but you're over here. The result's all the way over there. So you need to cross that road first. So instead of looking all the way over there, why don't you look at the road? Because there's a lot of cars that you could hit if you're not paying attention. There's a lot of people who are trying to cross the sidewalk who you could hit if you're not paying attention. There's a lot of turns, a lot of bumps, a lot of potholes. You have to pay attention. Otherwise, you're going to swerve off course or kill somebody. Not literally, I mean, I'm just like saying, you know what I mean. So, as it is, that's the best mentality you can have. I have a quote right there, which I made up. It goes in two variations. Learn to hate what you love and love what you hate, or learn to love what you hate and hate what you love. But I just do whatever comes out first. So Yeah, learn to love what you hate and hate what you love. Not to an extreme degree, but balance them, because then you're going to see. Then you're going to have the right mentality. You're going to love the journey, and you're going to hate it when you're not on the journey, which is how I am and how I recommend it, because I'm talking to people like me. So if this isn't you, go through some searching. You'll find it. But your role should be to learn and to make mistakes and to be a student, but to also be just a dummy almost. You shouldn't know anything right now. Or, well, you should, I mean, but take action into endeavors that you know nearly nothing about. You're going to be really stupid. That's just how we are. That's just how we are. As people, but as young men, we have the drive to take risks. Huge risks. So when we take those risks, we don't know what we're getting into fully. Most of the time, because it's a risk. We don't know what we're getting into. But your role shouldn't be to bat your head at something for one hit and then think it's too much because I made a mistake, or I don't know. I'm not the best at this. No. You shouldn't be the best. You should be fucking horrible. But you should keep going until you get there. With necessary things, right? Like, what if you're not on a fitness journey yet? You should at least get on a fitness journey so that you can set up your life for fitness. You'll be better. You'll live longer. You'll be stronger. You'll just be better, happier. So you'll know nothing about fitness. I knew nothing about fitness. So what do? We start off as the dummies we are, and we become great. But now I look at myself here. This is a common dilemma you'll face, is you'll become what you consider to be a very knowledgeable master, right? But then you'll get into a higher rank where you were once here, you were here at the bottom and went here. It's like it shuffles down and now you're here and there's a whole other level to climb. And that's fine. Because no matter what, you should still always consider yourself a dummy, because you can always learn from someone or something. You're never going to be the most knowledgeable person on something. You can be a master per se. Like, I could teach someone about fitness right now. I could get them into it right now if they knew nothing, and it would be good advice. It would be good advice. They'd have a better time than if they didn't know anything and they just began, right? So in a way, I'm a master, but I couldn't take them much further than I've taken myself, and I haven't taken myself to the tip top. So my role is not only to be a student, but also a teacher now, in a way, but not a teacher who doesn't admit to being a student. Don't identify as something that you're not. I'm not a master. I don't claim that anything that I know here is 100% gospel for everybody. This is what works for me. This is how I work. This is what I know. And this is how I operate. But I'm going to give it to you because I know that most of it will help you. If not all of it, most of it. Some of it can be incorrect. And that's the thing we have to learn to understand and prepare for, is that we won't always be correct. As young men, we have to be wrong. We will always be wrong. Eventually, one day, you're going to be so wrong about something that you're just going to probably feel like quitting, right? I've done this. You might have already done this. You might have been so wrong about something that you were so sure about, and then it hits you right in the face, and you feel like, I don't even belong here anymore. But that low is really high because you learned. And your role is to be the student. Your purpose is to be an apprentice who's learning from other people, so that one day you can continue to do that, but you can also teach more people. Like what I'm doing now. I go through my self-improvement journey and I teach people about it on the way. But notice how I've said in multiple videos, I'm still on this journey. I'm not a master. I'm not done. I'm not done at all. As a young man, I'm still pushing for that finality that may never come. But I'm still going to tell you about everything I do. I'm still going to give you all the advice on everything that works for me. And I'm still going to share with you every single experience that is worth sharing. And they'll keep coming. They'll keep being new. I couldn't write a book on my life right now because I'm not done. So why should I ever consider myself a master at anything? So instead of beating yourself up about not being a master, appreciate that literally everyone is a student. Nobody is a master. Not a single person is a master. So appreciate it. You'll be better than some people, and some people will be better than you. But if we divided you all down, if we divided every single person down, we're all the same. We're still learning. We're just at different levels of learning. So your role should be to absorb those mistakes, absorb the stupidness that you are. I'm sorry, I don't mean that harmfully. I'm saying we have things that we don't know about, so we're stupid in those senses. So absorb that stupidness, learn from it, grow from it, be better because of it, and don't regret it. Don't beat yourself up about it. Your role, your purpose is to be a student. It is not to know everything right now. And then later on, you can be a semi-master student. But yeah, I hope this video helped you a ton, my friend. I know that one of my greatest fears before starting this channel was that I wasn't prepared, because I haven't been on this journey my whole life and I haven't mastered everything. So one of my fears was that I couldn't do it. Nobody would take my word. But honestly, I'm so glad that I didn't listen to that, because I'm looking at what I have now, and it's so small, right? It's so tiny, but I've reached people. I've reached a handful of people, and I've helped them out. And now I get to look at that every night, and I get to see that I've helped people. They've come down to the comments and they've said that I've helped them. And I wouldn't have been able to do that if I stood back and said, I gotta wait until I'm a master. Just admit to being a student. Admit to that journey and go for it anyway. You're stupid. I'm stupid. We're all stupid. So just do it. Because look at what you can achieve when you put your mind to something, regardless of how stupid you really are in that subject. I'm now helping people out in small numbers, but I'm helping them. And you know how good a feeling that is? If you want to start a YouTube channel as well, get on it. Post it down below too. I'll go watch your videos. I'll go subscribe. You know things I don't, and I know things you don't. Whatever your goal is, share it. Whatever you're going to do, share it. Whether I can help you with it or not, just share it. Take that step. Take that step even though you know you're stupid. And then just let it happen. You'll help people. You'll help yourself. You'll be able to help people more in the future. You'll build a world, a chunk of your world, which is a chunk of the world itself. You'll build a better chunk of the entire world by just building a better chunk of your world. So build a better chunk of your world. And that's all I have to say. I just really hope this helps you a lot, my friend. Take that step. Share it down below. Take that step and be really fucking stupid. I am, and you are. We're both really fucking stupid. So take that step. Do something risky. And take much care, my friend.